Hi, I'm Becca, and I recently completed the Emetophobia Thrive course with Michelle, my one-to-one coach, and I can honestly tell you that it has been life-changing. I had suffered with emetophobia for as long as I can remember. I've always had that fear and anxiety around getting unwell that's really kind of been at a next level, and so sometimes it's been easier, sometimes it's been more challenging, but in around 2021 things got really bad for me, and I ended up having to take time out of work because I just couldn't manage with the anxiety that was kind of overwhelming me. During that time I had done some CBT, I had done hypnotherapy to try and address the emetophobia, but unfortunately those types of therapy didn't work for me for very long, and so I thought that I was just going to have to put up with emetophobia for the rest of my life. But I had my big day coming up. I was getting married at the end of 2023 last year, and so I started sort of searching for Google on ways to overcome my emetophobia, and I'd seen the Thrive program come up a few times. And so I sort of looked into it a little bit more and thought that it might be something that could help me get through my wedding day, because I had the biggest day of my life coming up and my thoughts were consumed with, what if I'm going to get ill on the day? What if I can't get down the aisle? What are people going to think of me if I'm unwell on my wedding day, or even just any other day? But those kind of thoughts I was trying to get rid of. And prior to completing the Thrive program, those were my thoughts on a daily basis. My mind was overrun with the possibilities of how I might get ill in the day. I would restrict my food and only eat safe foods to avoid getting ill through food, and so my diet was very poor. I avoided going out to crowded places and more generally just seeing people, because I was worried about catching bugs off people, and children in particular were a trigger for me. And also my sleep was really disrupted. I couldn't go to sleep at night because every night I thought that was going to be the night that I got ill, and so I needed to stay awake and somehow control it if I was awake. My now husband, he would have to suffer those sleepless nights through with me as well. And I started the Thrive program, and initially I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to change these ways of thinking and my phobia, because I'd been with it for so long. But I learned very quickly that those thoughts were exactly what I needed to tackle. They were one of the problems that was stopping me from overcoming my emetophobia. And what I really loved about this program that I wasn't just being told to go off and do something to try and get over it. I was able to really learn firsthand through reading the manual and sitting and understanding what they're teaching you, and speaking to Michelle, my coach, as well when I had questions. But the manual had so much information in it that helped me really understand, and reading through it I'd be like, yeah, that makes complete sense, because I'd thought a certain way for so long, and the Thrive program really taught me about why I had those thoughts and how to challenge them and to overcome my phobia. And I really appreciated the course and the people who have written the manual and the coaches and everyone involved understand emetophobia. They have either experienced it themselves, or they have worked with a lot of people who have experienced emetophobia, and so they had a really good grasp on how it impacts someone's life. And so I really appreciated that in comparison to other therapies that I had tried in the past. So my main goal when starting the program was to get through my wedding day. I wanted to have my big day without any emetophobic worries, and I was only a few weeks into the course when my wedding came around, but the difference that it had made just in those few weeks already completely made the day for me, because I had the best wedding I could ever have asked for. I was so calm, I was relaxed, I was able to manage my thinking. I had no worries about emetophobia across the whole day, despite, being with 100 other people, eating and all the stuff that would have worried me in the past and caused me a lot of anxiety just wasn't there. And I had the most incredible day, because I'd taken the plunge and started the Thrive program. Even my family and friends all commented on how relaxed and calm I was from what they normally know my anxious self to be. And now I've had my wedding. I've been on my honeymoon, which involved planes and boats and seaplanes, and we had the most incredible honeymoon. We've booked more holidays, which I'm really excited for, which wouldn't have been possible prior to the Thrive program, because the thought of travelling and getting unwell through travel or on a plane would have freaked me out. But now I just look forward to what I'm about to experience in the holidays, and I couldn't have got through that without having done this Thrive program. As I say, it has changed my life, and I would absolutely recommend this course to anybody that struggles with emetophobia. It takes work and it takes commitment, but it is 100% worth it. And I'm now living a much better life. I'm thriving because I took the plunge and made a decision to start the Thrive program.